skip it. See it or skip it. See it or skip it.
Welcome everybody to a new See It or Skip It, our Christmas edition, where we're going to be talking about all the things that you should be checking out this Christmas week. We've got Timothée Chalamet with Marty Supreme. We've got No Other Choice. Might be another choice for you. We have The Testament of Anne Lee. Plus, we're going to be talking a little bit about some Christmas movies. And I, of course, am joined with my two friends, Kent and Rebecca.
We're your friends now?
Yeah, I
Not
didn't say critics. It's time to go
co-hosts.
Christmas
friends.
season.
Yep.
That's his present to us.
Oh, finally.
I almost said elf, but I'm shorter than both of you, so that makes zero sense.
Sure.
I'm Little Klaus. So happy you guys are here. Let's dig into the, first of all, last week we were talking about The Housemaid, right? And after we'd gotten finished with everything, I got an email being like, hey, Paul Feig would like to talk about this. Do you have a couple minutes? And of course, anything for the guy that made some of the best Office episodes. Like,
Yeah, and that's it.
and that's it. Nothing to do with Ghostbusters. We don't know about that.
Oh, wow.
He's incredible, though. And The Housemaid, it was so much fun to talk to him about it. Take a quick look.
Paul, it is such a pleasure to meet you, and I loved watching this film in a packed Utah theater, no less. You're
Love it.
single-handedly bringing sexy back to our state, so I appreciate that.
There you go. My pleasure.
I was watching this and I was with the crowd of people, right? And I was thinking, we've got Avatar coming out last week, and we have these event films, but I would argue this is just as much as an event film as the others. So what is Hollywood missing as far as like pitching this to audiences? Why do you think it's an event film?
Well, thanks, Patrick. I appreciate that. I think it's an event. I agree with you because, I engineer my movies to be for an audience, like an audience of people together. I do tons of test screenings when we're editing the movie to see what works and what doesn't and what's getting a reaction from people. And so I think an event is something that people interact with. I don't like audiences to sit there passively sort of chewing their popcorn and watching the movies. I want them to be leaning forward. I want them to scream and to laugh and to gasp and just kind of hide their eyes sometimes. So I think it's really about making movies that a group of people together in a movie theater can have a great time watching.
Totally agreed. And there was a lot of reactions in my theater for it. It was great. About the adaptation, so I got a lot of questions about the book, and people were loving that you were adapting this. But what do you do when you're looking at the fans that maybe don't know anything about the book and the people that are looking for very specific things? Do you feel that a film adaptation is more of an interpretation, or are you trying to do it as close to it as you can?
Well, it's both, really, because you have source material. It's one thing if a book is just kind of like some people know it. It's another when a book has been on the bestseller list for 2 years. That's something people are very passionate about. And so I want to make sure that they get the experience that they want from the book, but I also want to give them extra. I want to put things in that aren't in the book that don't subvert the book, but just add to it. And we were able to add like a whole extra ending that's not in the book that Frida McFadden, the author, said she thinks the movie's actually better than the book, which is great. But at the same time, you also want people who haven't read the book to have a full experience. So I always say, because people go like, I have to read the book first. I said, go buy the book, then watch the movie, have all the fun of the twists and turns, and then read the book and see where it came from.
All right, thank you. Make sure that you check out that movie. It is out in theaters right now. But let's jump into Marty Supreme. Josh Safdie has broken up with his brother and is making the most anxiety-filled ping pong movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
How many other ping pong movies?
What's the one, Balls of Fury? Isn't there one that's
I think so, but
There's
that's not
something.
an Oscar caliber movie. Come on.
Forrest Gump.
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
There you
A little
go.
cameo.
That was it's an intense one.
Yeah.
But we saw this a couple weeks ago. You'd seen it just recently.
Just barely. Yeah.
So you've got the recency bias. What did you think of this?
It was phenomenal. You guys hyped it up quite a bit.
Yeah, I was a little worried I was going to ruin
too
it.
much.
Yeah.
So much. I never watched a trailer for this one. I just went off of what you guys said. I'm like, it's a ping pong anxiety-filled movie with Timothée Chalamet. Like, maybe I'll hate it. And it's weird. This one takes place in the 50s. It's kind of a period piece that feels kind of otherworldly in a way, and it's great. Timothée Chalamet, I almost hate to say because he's always good, is great in the role. The supporting cast is great. The anxiety was real. It's a Safdie movie for sure.
Yeah, it's a white knuckle movie where
Yeah.
you're just on the edge of your seat through the whole thing. It's a pretty long movie too.
Yeah.
It is like what, 2.5-ish hours, but it's paced so well. If you're gonna make a 2.5-hour long movie, this is how it should be paced. I would never felt bored. I was always eager to see what was going to come next, and I love this movie. It takes place in the 1950s.
Yeah.
They're, right after the end of World War II, so there's a lot of post-World War II anxiety, especially Japan features so heavily in the movie.
Right.
And so Timothée Chalamet makes some extremely uncouth jokes
Of course.
in the
Right.
movie.
Well, that immediately sets you up for this guy because
Yeah.
Marty is not a good person
Right.
in the slightest. In fact, a lot of people would likely end up hating him by the end of this film, even if the ending doesn't really get them, or he's still not very redeemable.
Yeah, it's a Safdie protagonist, right? You should
Yeah.
never like him, but by the end, you're all, no, go get it. You got this for some reason.
This Adam Sandler.
Right.
It's like with Nightcrawler. It's like, you're evil, but man, you're resourceful.
Yeah. even though there's a beautiful end shot in this movie, which I'm like, is that undeserved, or do I just really like this? I don't know. It's
Yeah.
really sweet.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I am rooting for Timothée Chalamet for the awards season if he can dial it back just a little bit.
As a person?
As a person.
Okay.
Because, he gave this speech last year where he was talking about how he is in this to be one of the greats.
Yes.
And he name drops like Al Pacino.
Viola Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He name drops a lot of other exceptional actors, and he's like, I'm in this to be one of the greats. And I was like, you know what? I really respect that coming from you.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
Is he method acting in this movie? Because that speech that he gave, that is this character in Marty Supreme. He even has a line where
He dropped an Easter egg for his
just
That's
a preview.
promoting.
But he even has a line in this movie where he's like, hey, I don't mean this to sound mean. I am meant for great things and you cannot come along. And it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
But also respect, I suppose.
Right. Do you think this is going to be a movie that people will take their families to for Christmas? Or is it a lot to do?
I've seen a lot of chatter on Twitter from people being like, hey, my mom wants to take my grandma and the family to
Oh,
this
no.
on Christmas. Should we? And
Who is this for then? Is it because obviously, it's not a go by yourself and check it out. You should be going with friends, right? Mm-hmm. This is like a friend thing.
This may be like the college film student movie to go see, because it's like a very well done. Like A24 has kind of dropped off for me lately. I think this one kind of brings it back.
Mm-hmm.
And having Gwyneth Paltrow back in a role like this as well, super great.
Right.
the guy from Shark Tank.
Yeah, Kevin O'Leary.
Can we talk for a sec about him? Because you had mentioned best line, right?
He's got a line in this movie. I was levitating, where he was like, I'm a vampire. I was born 300 years ago.
It's scary because it's not the first time it seemed like he said that, and he had a lot of energy to that. To put an actual shark in there,
Yeah.
to be this huge billionaire, successful person back in those times, and for him to kill it that
Strangely,
good,
yeah.
I kind of want to see more of Kevin O'Leary, weirdly enough,
Yeah.
which I don't think anyone said.
I never watched Shark Tank, so the entire time I was like, who is this guy?
Oh yeah, you
He's
hate him in real life, so you
incredible.
kind of hate him in the movie. It's
Oh,
perfect.
really?
Yeah.
I love that.
When he
Yeah.
made him an offer, I was like, here we go,
Yeah.
20% of the company with only.
Penn Jillette shows up,
Yeah.
and I saw his name in the credits, and so I was looking for him throughout the whole movie. And then the movie ends, and I'm like, where was Penn Jillette? And he is the guy with the house and the dog. And
Right.
So in the shadow for the most
but
part.
I didn't recognize him because he's not in his
Yeah.
whole, and Teller's not there. And
See, I'm okay with having 2 Safdie movies in a year. I know one's slightly superior.
well,
or
it's
maybe-
obvious who's winning the breakup.
I mean, I like the Smashing Machine.
I didn't.
Well, if one of them gets Timothée Chalamet and the other gets Dwayne The Rock Johnson,
Okay, good call. Fine.
one is
I don't
having
see-
to do a lot more heavy lifting.
I don't see Josh Safdie cameoing in Happy Gilmore too.
Oh.
Okay, well,
Moving on.
did you see him in Odyssey?
Yeah.
The trailer?
Yeah.
It's a whole other tangent.
Which I'm part of. I'm part of an Odyssey fantasy draft where we're all trying to guess which actor is which character. I had my money on Benny Safdie being the Cyclops.
That would have worked.
I know.
And I'm not even sure we're going to be able to see his face with that get up.
Yeah,
But
it's a lot.
Anyway, Marty Supreme. I think this is definitely one that is going to be up there for nominations. We're going to be talking about our top 10s, and I'm sure it's on all of our lists. So this is a see it for me.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
One of the year's best.
One of the year's best. So make sure that you guys check that out. It is out right now or coming soon for Christmas. But with that said, let's jump over to Song Sung Blue. Now this is a story about a cover band that loves Neil Diamond. They're doing all of his hits except for one particular one. Kate Hudson, Hugh Jackman. This is a family dynamic of it's Mitchell's versus the Machines before a band. Or they just love music and seeing this small Midwestern family, really like going into the energy of like, we just love playing things and we love feeling like the energy around us, and Neil Diamond kind of casting a shadow over all of it. I thought it was one of the cutest movies. It like had a lot of cool, but it was shocking in a lot of places, Rebecca.
It has a crazy tonal shift like halfway through the movie. I, to be totally honest, thought this movie looked so stupid. But
It's a tough sell.
it is a tough sell. I love Hugh Jackman when he's a song and dance man. And so I was like, well, I'll watch for my Hugh Jackman song and dance man. But it did at times feel like I was watching a Walk the Line parody movie.
Well, and that's the problem. I am so done with biopics. Like the Springsteen one we got this year, I was like, I'm a little bored. And seeing a cover band version of that, I'm like, who cares? Except for this is a true story.
Yes, and that's what's shocking. This is based off a documentary titled the same, and you see that the Lightning and Thunder are the names, right?
Yes.
You see that Lightning has just recorded all of the memories and stuff that they are adapting to this movie, and it's a little shocking just to see how close they got into that stuff. Kate Hudson, probably one of the strongest performances of the year, and I think those two, their chemistry is the strongest that we've had this year with a couple.
I was convinced she was lip syncing, but then you told me she had an album come out this year.
Album last year.
Insane.
Yeah. And
Incredible.
she's my favorite part of the movie. Honestly, the reason I love this movie so much is that they are real people. They feel genuine. Life is hard. It's twisted and has twists. But then it's just sweet and sad. And it's just like a nice little weird Christmas treat that we got.
Yep.
It is a weird, like it is a Christmas movie.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know that it
This
takes
is
place
the
at
family
Christmas
movie to
music,
go
but
to.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it's a fun one. It's definitely one that if you watch it later on in the year, maybe it won't have as much of an effect.
Sure.
But the chemistry and the dynamics between those two is what makes it the entire movie.
Yeah.
And like such a deep appreciation for Neil Diamond too. I love. One of my favorite parts about it was they don't want to sing Sweet Caroline because everybody knows Sweet Caroline, and Neil Diamond has so many other great hits. But then there's a montage of them singing Sweet Caroline at many different events.
Sure.
Because it's a banger. Like I'm sorry, Sweet Caroline's such a banger.
Yeah, but Hugh Jackman's character, he loves the deep cuts, right?
Yeah.
He wants to share the love.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Well, we're sharing the love.
Yeah.
I think it's a see it for all of us, right?
Ba ba ba. Yeah.
okay, it's a see it.
Good times never feel so. So good. So
Yeah,
good.
So good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
good. Wow.
You know what else
Who
is
are
so
we?
good? We talked to the cast and the director of Song Sung Blue. Yeah, Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson. I was in a room with them. That's crazy. Let's cut to that.
It is such a pleasure to meet both of you. I love the film, and I saw the documentary back when it came out. And
You
slammed
did?
it. Yes, absolutely.
It's
And-
crazy documentary, right?
Yes, you were perfect for it, both of you. I loved the dynamic between a positive manager and talent relationship where he's not looking to try to like take advantage of you. In fact, he's very like caring, and you're looking for like what can you do to help him. How was it finding that dynamic with each other?
It was easy. I mean, this guy was about love and passion, and he recognized it immediately because he'd seen them in the bar before, and he went, "This guy has got it." My character, he was the general manager for Kmart for 35 years. You know, he was a nice Midwest man, a good leader, and he can recognize beauty and passion, and he saw it in Mike and one of the pieces.
Can we talk about Jim Belushi's acting? Because this man has the heart the size of a raisin. It's a cold, black heart.
Cold black heart.
And how did he play someone full of love? Dude, that transformation was
It
incredible.
was hard. It was a study. It was a skill. Crafted. Cold black heart.
Well, how do you have a cold black heart when you hear him singing and Kate Hudson and their dynamic? You're incredible.
I mean, I haven't told this guy, but, you know, in Les Mis, I was crying, man. That was one of the most beautiful performances at the end. He just killed me, man. The love that you have for that. That's a different movie. I'm so sorry. But he brings that same love from that performance into this with Kate Hudson. The two of them have a chemistry that I haven't seen on film for a long time.
You know what was cool? I'm thinking about it. Everyone on that set, in a way, was a musician and a performer. Michael Imperioli, Pink Princess, Ella Anderson, who don't get to see you.
The Glish brothers.
You know, it's cool.
Can I ask you about projecting your voice, kind of? Because I used to perform in musicals and stuff back in high school and stuff, and I never really quite got it. And doing interviews with amazing people like you, it gets even worse. It's harder to project your voice. But what is the process? What does your body do when you have to switch up between like doing a Wolverine scream or like really projecting for a song?
You know, so when I went to drama school, we had to do 10 hours of voice, how to protect your voice. It was like a classical training. I'm so glad I did it, although honestly, when I'm doing Wolverine, it all goes out the window. I try. It just doesn't work. And I'll just scream. And
Talk about it. In the morning, you wake up and you go, yep, it's gone. It's gone. I'll never be able to do this again. And then comes back by the afternoon. It's like that panic.
Yep, totally.
There's really something close and connecting to music. How did you find that with Hugh while you were exploring these two and finding that they're just best friends?
I mean, really, it happened. I think Craig had a great idea, which was let's get them in the recording studio sitting next to each other on a sofa instead of isolating us in booths. And so our first experience together, me and Hugh, was actually becoming friends and getting vulnerable with each other and trying things out and being bad together at times. And Hugh was so wonderful. And I think immediately, because we knew how important it was for Mike and Claire, like that love story, if that didn't work, if that connection for me and Hugh didn't work, then really the movie wouldn't work, you know. And that was so important to me. And it was just so easy. And the love of music, like you're saying, you know, when you love music, when it moves you to the point where it can get you through anything, and when it becomes like the companion in your life, the great companion, you can't really explain it unless someone else, you know, understands that too. And when you find and you meet people who have and speak that same language, it's a sort of enhances that intimacy, I think.
There's a scene in the movie that I really loved that I'd love to know more about, just the behind the scenes and how you guys were doing it when the families first meet.
You know, what was really special about that, for me at least, is that what I do sometimes is that I really know how I want to build a music sequence. And I was talking to my director of photography about how I wanted to do it. And she said, just hold on one second. Gather up the cast, gather up the crew, play the music, and just describe the whole scene to them. And then we're going to go out and do it. And it was really great. I don't know if you remember that day. We were all in the garage, and everybody, the whole crew was in there as we were playing Crunchy Granola Sweet. And I was like, during the chorus, we're going to have the girls in the back on the swings. During this moment, you know, we're going to have like the dressers coming in and trying off all the different outfits. And for a moment there, it's like you were seeing this energy of like everybody coming together to make this part in the movie. But it was also, that's what was happening in the scene. Everybody was coming together to make this band Lightning and Thunder.
One of my favorite parts of the whole thing. Final question. If Lightning and Thunder were still doing music right now, what platform are they going to be doing this? Are we going to be seeing TikTok reels of them?
That is so great. What
Absolutely.
a great question.
I mean, I think
Full
now
TikTok.
I hadn't thought about it until you just said it, but I think that's really where they would live. They would probably have shimmer curtains behind them, Christmas lights, anything cheap and gorgeous.
So many TikToks.
Yeah.
They'd be viral immediately.
Exactly.
Yep. Thank you both so much.
All right, make sure you check that out in theaters this week. And with that said, let's move on to our international pick of the year. No Other Choice. Kent, this is your baby.
This is kind of my baby. I love this director, even though he's dark. His name is Park Chan-wook, and he did Old Boy and Stoker. Just a lot of weird stuff. A decision to leave a couple years ago. If you haven't seen his stuff, go see his stuff. The Old Boy, don't watch in mixed crowds.
Yeah.
This one, No Other Choice, is about this father who loses his job. He's been in this job forever, and he has to deal with the shame of finding another one in the economy that we know. And he starts taking out some competition, we'll just say.
Yeah, how do you get a job when everything is so competitive? Well, you find out what your competition is doing and take them out.
Yeah, and it's a comedy.
Yeah.
Right?
It is very dark comedy.
It's very, very dark.
Yeah.
But there's hijinks in this one.
Hijinks is such a good word for this movie.
Right?
Charlie Chaplin-esque stuff.
Yeah.
With our main character, too, who is incredible in this. I loved seeing, his descent into this chaos of, like, I've just got to figure this out. I've lost everything. But also seeing how his family is reacting to him and to not having employment anymore. The wife is now finding work, which is not really a traditional thing. But Rebecca, what do you think of this?
I really loved this movie. It is my top pick for editing because Park Chan-wook does this thing just cinematographically.
Yeah, that's a word now.
Just some of the shots are so unique and different, but can like help convey the story to another level. I think this movie does some really blissfully beautiful things to look at.
And once again, it's another protagonist where you're like, I shouldn't like you at all, but why do I want you to succeed?
Yeah.
You know, because the whole time he's interviewing for jobs, and he's being interviewed by the police, and he's trying to keep his life straight.
I think we root for him because we just don't like owners of companies that do
We
bad
don't like
things.
capitalism.
Yeah, there's some messaging in here for sure, but it's so apt for the time.
Oh yeah,
It really is.
Neon had invited all the CEOs of the Fortune 500 companies, and no one showed. Shocker.
Right.
They couldn't afford a ticket, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, man.
But this is definitely my international pick for the year. Like, I've been waiting for this one for a long time. So.
And this is your nomination probably for Best International Film.
Yes.
Okay. There's a lot of competition in that, and I do think this is a huge contender. It's in theaters, right? People can check it out?
Yeah, it's in theaters now.
All right, in theaters now. Make sure you guys go and check that out. And with that said, let's jump into our last one before we get into some Christmas stuff. The Testament of Anne Lee. It's the one that I like the least.
This one's my baby. This one's my baby.
It's your baby?
Well, Mona Fastfold, she was my pick for Best Director this year.
Yeah.
Because this movie requires a lot of hands-on work. Testament of Anne Lee, it's technically a musical. Amanda Seyfried, it tells the story of the Shaker movement as it comes over from England over to New England, and really the first religion/cult led by a woman, and the troubles that follow that as well.
Hashtag feminism.
Yeah, but Sean Means described it in a very succinct way about how this movie was the best portrayal of religious fervor that he's seen.
Well, it's so interesting that because like you said, it's a musical, which I did not expect. I didn't expect this to be like a real movie. I thought it was like a witchcraft movie based on the trailer, and you know, because of the genre, right? But the music in this is so good.
I listened to the soundtrack.
That you can see why everyone in the cast, the religious fervor that you guys described, you can see why they're getting swept up in it.
Yeah.
Because you're like, this doesn't fit, but it does.
I listened to the soundtrack just on my own time. I thought it was so beautiful.
Yeah.
And the dance sequences that there's just so much technical stuff that has to go into choreographing and filming these immaculate dance scenes.
Yeah.
It's just truly a sight to behold.
And it feels violent. This whole movie feels like rough in a way, right?
But also full of love.
Put themselves through it, right?
Full of love.
It's choppy. Right. It is violent in a lot of ways.
Yeah, Lewis Pullman also in this. He's giving a performance.
Right.
But this is Amanda Seyfried's movie.
Absolutely.
And you can tell she worked really hard for this, and I love her for it.
I think I appreciate movies that can toe the line between changing genres up, or combining them at the same time, and it's still not losing that thread from the beginning. And I think this one actually does that very well. I just don't necessarily think I connected so much with the first half enough for the second half to be like, I'm locked in.
Sure.
The music was incredible, and that is something that I'm going to go back to and listen to more and more. But that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes a movie might not have worked for you narratively, but like there's just certain things where it's like, I'm going to go back to that part.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is also one of those movies, too, where sometimes a movie will come out, we will see it in advance, but then when the general population does get to see it, there's a lot of discourse talking about how much they love it and different aspects that maybe I didn't catch, and it makes me want to revisit my opinion of it. I'm really looking forward to that with Testament of Anne Lee, because I thought this movie was so beautiful, and I'm curious to see who it resonates with.
And I think unlike a lot of indie movies, which are a little too strange for a lot of audiences, this one I feel like is pretty accessible, even though the subject matter is like dark and deep.
Yeah.
Right?
But who has not been swept up by the power of music?
Right, exactly.
Song Blue.
Yeah. There we go.
There's the connection between those two we never saw coming.
Double feature.
All right, well, see it for both of you.
Yeah, see it.
Yeah, see it for me.
I'm not necessarily sure it's
That's totally fine.
That's okay.
We need to disagree.
Yeah, sometimes I gotta be brave.
Yeah, be brave.
Just gotta stand up for myself.
We're still Christmas friends.
We're still Christmas friends. All right, well, make sure that you check all of those out. There are so many options this week for Christmas movies, but there's always Christmas movies to watch.
Yeah.
So I have something that
Wow, the card just came out of nowhere.
Everything's fine. Everything's fair.
Okay.
So I've got all of these movie synopses in 5 words.
Are you good at this game?
Yes.
Okay,
I think we're gonna get this. So I've got 5 words that
I love riddles.
is meant to describe each Christmas movie.
Lateral thinking puzzles.
And I think maybe the first person that gets 5 of them wins. Is that how we make it?
Yeah, that sounds great.
What will I win?
Ooh, you can lead the
iPad?
next episode, which sounds more like a job than anything.
Yeah, actually.
You get to do work.
Yay!
But let's start. I'm going to just go random here. So, 5 words, right? You ready?
Yeah.
Rich girl dates entire United Kingdom.
Love Actually.
How did you get that so quickly?
United Kingdom.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
All right,
I
here
know
we go.
she's gonna win.
Now I'm gonna go with the hardest ones immediately. Trad moms fight Christmas expectations.
Family Stone.
Nope.
No.
Bad Mom's Christmas.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Got it. That's
Those
perfect.
aren't Trat. Whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they don't want to be. They're going against it.
They're suburban moms.
Yeah.
Except for Mila Kunis' mom, who is incredible in that.
Yeah.
Have you seen
I've seen Bad Moms.
Christmas? You've got to watch Bad Mom's Christmas. Susan Sarandon is in it.
It's better, obviously.
It's so good.
Okay.
Susan Sarandon is Catherine,
Okay.
and she's wild.
Okay.
And it's very okay. Guy learns murder is festive.
Skyler?
I love how I'm like showing the answers right on screen.
No,
Are you?
not like-
Yeah, I mean, they know, but we can't know.
Learns murder.
Murder is festive.
Not Die Hard.
It is not American Psycho.
Christmas.
Lethal Weapon.
No. You're going the opposite
The
direction.
only one I can think of is a deep cut that I don't think anyone else will have seen, and I can't even remember the name of it.
We may have to pass.
Oh,
It is
pass.
Die Hard.
Oh, you said Die Hard.
But I didn't want to give it to her
Because I didn't lock it in. I
want to
didn't
say,
lock it
okay,
in.
you
Yeah, you
lock
were
it in.
100% sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
So you've got a point. You've got a point.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah.
All right. Orphan Angel speedruns capitalism redemption.
Oh,
Scrooged. No.
Orphan Angel. Okay.
Uh-oh.
See? This is.
It's Bill Murray.
Nope.
No.
No.
It's
I learned my lesson. I took Scrooge out of it. See, yeah, go for Scrooge.
Orphaned Angel.
Speedruns capitalism redemption.
Elf. No.
Think older.
Older. It's a Wonderful Life.
Boom.
Okay.
2. Let's see. Capitalism sends dad into psychosis.
Jingle All the Way.
Jingle all the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the right one. You're at 3.
I'm gonna
You're
try
at
to look at you guys so that you don't do it faster. Kids board holiday trauma vehicle.
Home Alone.
Kids Board Holiday Trauma Vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Kids Board.
Christmas Vacation.
Nope.
Kids Board.
Holiday.
Aboard.
Aboard? On a boat?
They all
Kids aboard. A holiday trauma vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
What takes place?
It's a little traumatic to look at lately too because of things. Nothing?
Nothing.
Polar Express.
Oh, yeah, it is hard to look at.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Free one. Child weaponizes family and household.
Home Alone.
Yep. One bonus away from prison.
Oh, Christmas Vacation.
Boom. Father commits accidental manslaughter.
Oh, Santa Claus.
Santa Claus. The Santa Claus.
Tied.
Actually, yeah.
Okay, no, we can be,
There's
well, let me be tied. Well, it can be tied.
There's a clause.
This is going to be a tough one because it's a Nickelodeon movie.
Okay.
Snowstorm exposes everyone's emotional damage.
It's not
Rugrats.
Krampus.
It's not Rugrats.
Because it's a Nickelodeon movie.
Right.
Nickelodeon.
And is it animated?
No. But there is a iconic actor in it that was also in another Christmas movie.
That could be anybody.
We don't know.
Yeah.
It is Snow Day. Did you ever watch Snow Day
yeah.
with Chevy Chase as the weatherman?
Forever ago.
Yeah,
It's
that's the old
ridiculous.
one. Yeah.
I was like, we got to get him one that's
Gotta
like,
get
no one's
one.
gonna
Yeah.
get it. This one might be tough too. Victorian British misery, but whimsical.
Muppets Christmas Carol.
How? That was fast. There's one more.
Okay.
Oh no.
This is going to be the hardest
For
one?
all the marbles.
Okay, here we go.
Seasonal hater with an arc.
The Grinch.
The Grinch.
Well, which one? How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Yeah, it's technically 1967.
The Grinch.
1967. Oh, so the one with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Fine. That's so.
I feel like we tied. So
Yeah, we tied.
I feel like it's
We did
Christmas time.
too. That was a fun one.
Yeah, it was fun.
That was
Thank
very
you.
fun.
Thanks for
Of
making a
course.
game for us.
Well,
I
thank
love
you-
a game.
Thank both of you for being on the show. Make sure you guys follow them. Kent, where can the people find you?
And it's ShowtimeShowdown.com and the Bacon Cell Podcast.
And Rebecca.
You can find me every week at the Geek Show podcast.
And I definitely knew both of of those things.
You did.
Yeah, scan the QR code here. Make sure that you can follow us on everything. We've got plenty more coming out and interviews galore. We will see you next year. Take care.